The Xiaomi Mi 10 and Mi 10 Pro have been launched today as the best camera and performance phone available, and I'm going to be sharing the details right after this. If you're new here and want to stay up to date with the latest tech, please hit subscribe followed by the bell. So the launch of both the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro and the Xiaomi Mi 10 happened this morning in China, and the device has been crowned #1 in mobile photography as well as #1 on the Antutu benchmark. The device was launched this morning in an online-only event, so we're going to cover the full specs and pricing and then take a look at the camera samples and why it's been listed as the best smartphone camera. Now of course, the event was in China and presented in Chinese, so I thought I'd run through everything for those of you like me who can't speak Chinese. This time round we're getting two versions of the Xiaomi Mi 10. We get the Xiaomi Mi 10 along with the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro, and both are incredible. Unlike many other companies, the Xiaomi Mi 10 and the Mi 10 Pro are actually very similar with only minor differences between them. If we start with the standard Xiaomi Mi 10, the Xiaomi Mi 10 has a 6.67-inch curved AMOLED display. It's got a Full HD Plus resolution of 1080 by 2340 and an aspect ratio of 19.5 by 9, giving us 386 pixels per inch density. The display is a 90Hz display with a 180Hz touch sampling rate, and the peak brightness is 1200 nits with a contrast ratio of 5:1. The chin on the display has been reduced to just 3.32mm on the Xiaomi Mi 10, giving us a screen to body ratio of 90%. The display has a just noticeable colour difference of less than 0.55, and Xiaomi claim that the Mi 10 and the Mi 10 Pro have a more superior display to the iPhone 11 Pro Max and the Mate 30 Pro 5G. Of course, we're going to have to wait for DisplayMate's report for confirmation on this. We get an in-display fingerprint scanner along with a single punch-hole selfie camera in the top left of the display. The selfie camera is a 20 megapixel wide-angle lens with an aperture of f2.0 and is capable of 1080p at 30 frames a second. The Xiaomi Mi 10 is powered by the latest Snapdragon 865 system on chip, and it comes with a choice of 8 or 12 gigs of RAM, which is DDR5. We also get a choice of 128 or 256 gig storage, and this is UFS 3. The phone is 5G compatible, and it also supports the latest Wi-Fi 6. When run through Antutu benchmark, it was able to score around 585,232, and this is making it the highest ranking phone of Antutu. The current top ranking phone is of course the ROG 2, which scores 507,000, but this will likely switch to the S20 upon release. The Xiaomi Mi 10 also has a vapor chamber liquid cooling system that uses artificial intelligence along with multiple layers of graphite to keep the temperatures under control. As we've seen in various tests, if the temperature can be kept lower with the Snapdragon chipsets, the performance is considerably better. As well as great performance, the Xiaomi Mi 10 also comes with a dual linear 1cc stereo speaker, and this provides great sounding audio. When it comes to the cameras, the Xiaomi Mi 10 has an incredible quad camera setup on the rear. We have a 108 megapixel primary camera with 4-in-1 pixel binning. This means in low light it can adjust to a 27 megapixel sensor and absorb more light. We also get a 2 megapixel depth sensor with an aperture of f2.4, a 2 megapixel macro lens with an aperture of f2.4, and finally a 13 megapixel ultra wide lens with an aperture of f2.4, providing us with plenty of possibilities when it comes to photography. The Xiaomi Mi 10 can record 8K videos at 30 frames a second, and it also provides both optical and electronic stabilization. It comes with a variety of artificially enhanced shooting modes and also allows users to save in the new HEIF file format that can reduce file size by up to 50% in comparison to JPEG. Strangely enough, when it comes to the battery, the Xiaomi Mi 10 has a larger capacity than the Mi 10 Pro, although the fast charging capabilities are slightly reduced. With the Xiaomi Mi 10, we get a 4780 mAh battery, and this has 30 watt wired charging, 30 watt wireless charging, and we also get support for 10 watt reverse wireless charging. The Xiaomi Mi 10 is available in 3 different variants, and considering the specs in the device, the prices are incredible. For 8GB of RAM with 128 storage, it's 3,999 yuan, which is $573 or £441. For 8GB of RAM with 256 storage, it's 4,300 yuan, which is $615 or £473. If you want the 12GB of RAM with 256 storage, it's 4,700 yuan, which is $673 or £518. The pre-orders are available today, and the Xiaomi Mi 10 goes on sale tomorrow at 10 AM. Next up, we've got the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro. It shares many features with the standard Mi 10, but it also has improvements. When it comes to the display, we can expect the exact same display as the Mi 10, and it even uses the same selfie camera. The Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro is also powered by the Snapdragon 865, but it comes with a choice of 8 or 12GB of DDR5 RAM, along with 128, 256 or 512GB internal storage. Performance-wise, it's going to perform the same as the standard Mi 10 in terms of benchmarks, and it also has the same vapor chamber cooling system. When it comes to speakers, they've gone with a larger 1.2cc dual stereo speakers, meaning we get better audio from the Mi 10 Pro. The Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro comes with a more advanced quad camera setup on the rear, which includes the 108MP camera with a 10x hybrid optical zoom, a dedicated portrait lens and a wide-angle shooter. It's got the same 108MP primary sensor as the Mi 10, but the Mi 10 Pro has a custom 8p lens. The Mi 10 only has a 7p lens, and for those that are interested, it just means that the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro has 8 plastic lenses instead of 7, and this results in better shooting performance. We also get the 12MP dedicated portrait lens with an aperture of f2.0. We get an 8MP telephoto lens with the 10x optical hybrid zoom, and finally a 20MP ultra-wide lens with an aperture of f2.2. The Mi 10 Pro has a battery capacity of 4,500 mAh, but it comes with 50W fast charging using wires. It also has the 30W wireless charge and the 10W reverse wireless charging. For the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro, the pricing is as follows. For 8GB of RAM with 256 storage, it's 5,000 yuan, which is $716 or £551. For 12GB of RAM with 256 storage, it's 5,500 yuan, which is $788 or £607. For 12GB of RAM with 512 storage, it's 6,000 yuan, which is $859 or £661. In comparison to the competition, these are some very impressive specs for the cost, and considering it's currently the best performing phone on Antutu and DxOMark for photography, you really can't go wrong. For those not interested in photography, then the standard Mi 10 is probably the better choice, but the photo and video performance on the Mi 10 Pro is insane. While the selfie camera is currently unscored, the rear of the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro currently has an overall score of 124 on the DxOMark leaderboard. It's ahead of the Mate 30 Pro, the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Here are some camera samples that were taken with the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro, and we can see just how good the photography performance is. Xiaomi have been steadily increasing their camera quality, and they deserve their current top spot. When it comes to photography, it scored highly for zoom capabilities, color, autofocus and exposure. It also performed well in the video department, and we have this video footage taken using the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro. It scored very well for its stabilization and autofocus. This video here was actually taken while running, and we can see incredible stabilization. Now, whether you want a high performance phone or a great camera, the Xiaomi Mi 10 has it all. It's great to see Xiaomi really entering the premium market, and there's no doubt that this phone is going to be a success. The only thing that may be an issue for people is those that want a Quad HD Plus display, but for everyone else, this is truly worth considering. As always though, I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments. Who out there is waiting to get a Xiaomi Mi 10, and you're going to get the Xiaomi Mi 10 or the Mi 10 Pro? But thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, smash a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down twice, and I'll see you guys in the next one.